Before the dragons returned, before the Iron Throne was torn apart by kings and queens, there lived a knight whose story was not written in fire or blood, but in honor. His name was Ser Duncan the Tall. He was not born noble, he owned no castle, he carried no famous sword. Yet history remembers him as one of the greatest knights Westeros ever produced. This is the complete story of Dunk the Lunk, from a nameless orphan to a living legend of the Seven Kingdoms. Ser Duncan's story begins in the darkest place of King's Landing, Flea Bottom. He was an orphan, abandoned as a child, surviving on scraps, theft, and luck. No family, no future, no name that mattered. Everything changed when a wandering hedge knight named Ser Arlen of Pennytree found him. Instead of ignoring the boy, Ser Arlen took him in, fed him, clothed him, and gave him purpose. Duncan became his squire, and for years he followed Ser Arlen across dusty roads and forgotten villages, learning what it meant to be a knight not from books, but from action. When Ser Arlen died on the road, Duncan buried him himself. With no money, no witnesses, and no formal knighting ceremony, Duncan did something bold. He knighted himself. Taking his master's armor and shield, he became Ser Duncan the Tall, named for his towering height and massive build. But while he looked like a warrior, inside he was still just a poor boy trying to live by the values his master taught him. On his journey, Dunk meets a bald, stubborn, sharp-tongued boy named Egg. The boy insists on becoming Dunk's squire. What Dunk doesn't know yet is that Egg is actually Aegon Targaryen, a royal prince, the future king Aegon V. This partnership becomes legendary. Where Dunk is strong but simple, Egg is clever and bold. Together, they travel the Seven Kingdoms, witnessing injustice, corruption, and cruelty, and often standing against it. Dunk's life changes forever at the tournament at Ashford. He witnesses a Targaryen prince brutally attacking a helpless girl. Despite knowing the danger, Dunk steps in.
Stay back! This girl is under my protection. Come any closer and face my blade!
A common hedge knight challenges a royal prince. This leads to a trial of 7, one of the rarest and deadliest forms of combat in Westeros. Against kings, princes, and elite warriors, Dunk fights not for glory, but for what is right. Though battered and nearly killed, Dunk survives. From that day on, his name begins to spread, not as a perfect knight, but an honest one. Ser Duncan would later fight in some of the most important conflicts in Westerosi history. He fought against rebels, bandits, and traitors. He stood firm during the Blackfire rebellions, helping defend the Targaryen crown from civil war. In every battle, Dunk fought the same way. No tricks, no cruelty, no ambition. Only duty. His strength was legendary, but his moral courage was even greater. Duncan's loyalty to Egg never wavered. When Egg became King Aegon V, he made a historic decision. He appointed Ser Duncan the Tall as Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. A former orphan from Flea Bottom now led the most elite knights in the realm. Dunk served under 3 Targaryen kings, becoming the standard by which future Kingsguard would be judged. Even Sir Barristan Selmy would later speak of him with awe. What made Duncan special was not skill alone. He protected the weak, spoke truth to power, refused to bow to cruelty. In a world obsessed with birth and bloodlines, Dunk proved that honor matters more than heritage. He wasn't perfect, he made mistakes, but he always tried to do good, even when it cost him everything. Ser Duncan the Tall met his end at Summerhall during a tragic attempt by King Aegon V to bring dragons back into the world. A fire consumed the castle. Dunk died, saving others, just as he lived. No songs were sung in his presence, no crowns were placed on his head, but history remembered him. He became the ancestor of Brienne of Tarth, whose strength, honor, and heart echo Dunk's legacy. Ser Duncan the Tall reminds us that greatness doesn't come from crowns, it comes from choices. He was not born a knight, he became one, and in doing so, he became something even greater, a legend of honor in a broken world. If you loved this deep dive into Westeros history, like, share, and subscribe for more lore from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, House of the Dragon, and Game of Thrones. Because some legends don't ride dragons, they walk the road, tall, honest, and unbroken.